Welcome to Game Make Corp, a bi-weekly podcast where we reach into the imagosphere and pull out the next great video game idea. I am the CEO of Game Make Corp, Bryce.
And I'm the CEO of Game Make Corp, Beckers.
Last time, this great video game company that you all love, I received your fan letters, I know it, we all know it. We made a game about clowns? How'd that do, Beckers?
So, this was a really good game idea, and I'm sad to report that it didn't do all that well. Players thought that the gameplay kinda, it felt funny. Yeah, sorry, that was a trapeze one.
Okay.
Like, easy.
Well, you know those clowns we brought in for testing, to get the motion capture and the physics tests on how clowns work to get that data?
Yeah, because they're super different from normal humans.
Yeah, I mean, that's what makes them so spooky. You're like, how do you even walk in those shoes? I don't understand your physics.
Defies all known laws of physics. Like bees.
How do you get in that clown car? You shouldn't be able to fit, but there you are. There's 7 of you in a mid-sized Mitsubishi.
They collapse in on themselves like dark matter.
Yes. But we left Samantha in charge of the clowns while we went to get lunch. And when I got back for more testing, both the clowns and Samantha were gone. So that's an issue.
I think I know what happened.
Tell me, reveal the mystery of the Samantha clown conundrum.
They all got fired.
Okay, out of
a cannon.
Oh,
damn it!
I got there first. That makes me the winner of the Game Make Corp episode. As the winner, I get to tell you that you can help us make Game Make Corp by submitting game ideas on Twitter using the hashtag Game Make Corp. I heard there was a map on the back of all the video game ideas, and I want to find the treasure. Please send in the game ideas so that I can assemble them and then treasure map them. Also, we have a subreddit at reddit.com/r/GameMakeCorp. It might be the location where the treasure is buried. Who knows? I don't. Yet. Beckers, can you give me a game idea, please? Thank you.
Yep. So my first idea. My first game idea, I think, is one of my best. It's called Punch from Darkness.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
So let's set the scene. It's dark. There's a room of people.
Okay.
And they're all going to be playing this game.
How many?
Anywhere from 4 to 12.
Oh, I was really hoping it was 100.
Shut up. They're all going to be playing this game. There's one person, and remember it's pitch dark, and they're going to get smacked in the face.
Okay.
The game is the punchee has to find out
Pokemon?
Which of these people. It's too early for a throwback, Bryce. No, not the brilliant Pokemon I came up with named Punchy. So the punch victim has to find out which one of these people punched them.
Okay.
And the puncher has to blend in among the innocent. And the rest of them are basically there to fill space.
You're just like, man, I'm excited for my turn. in
Can't wait till I get to do stuff and punch from darkness. I hear it's really fun to play one of the important roles.
I just keep going to the game lobbies, and I'm just one of the people in the darkness. But man, I hear some people get to punch each other, and other people get punched. That's gonna be fun.
Yeah, eventually you're just dying to get punched or something. You know, just want something to happen. No, I imagine so like the punchy wants to accuse people, and if they get it wrong, the person dies, right? So the puncher and the other people, they all want the punchy to pick somebody else, so they all argue a lot. That's the game.
This is the classic party game, Werewolf Mafia, and also the online browser-based game Town of Salem, but with punching.
And darkness.
So this is the classic werewolf game, but instead of like you pointing, when everybody closes their eyes and you point of like, oh, we're killing that person tonight, you all have to go into a dark room, and then somebody just gets to punch the other person real hard.
It's more like a instead of a murder mystery game, it's a punch mystery game.
Okay, 7 questions. 1, is this in real life?
Yes.
2, where's the room?
Wherever you are. The party comes with you.
3, how do we monetize this concept?
You punch with a big foam fist that only we have. Also, complimentary nosebleed kits, except that you pay for them in the game kit. so they're not actually complimentary.
Can we sell them a vending machine that like it has like the mid and the nosebleed kits, and they have to like set that up. They have to have a punch from darkness room dedicated into their house, and they set up the vending machine, and then the vending machine can also act as a judge. And then whenever they want to play the game, they insert their credit card and out punches this glove and some nosebleed kits, and they're ready to go. And then
there can be an RNG factor in the glove that you get. Sometimes it's gonna have spikes.
Ooh.
And then it's a real murder mystery game.
Sometimes this is a murder game.
And then sometimes it's just one of those like Hulk foam ones.
So sometimes it's got a noisemaker in it. So then be like.
So it's also.
Okay, wait. Dark room. 12. How many people?
8.
8 people in this room. Person gets punched. And then they have to be in the room and figure out who it is. Do the lights come on after the punch has occurred? Like after people can get back in line and be mixed in?
No.
Okay. So you have no fucking... Do they still have the glove on?
Good question.
Thank you.
No.
No.
They throw it off and they throw it on the ground.
Is that part of the strategy? Is to like maybe try and plant the glove near somebody else to throw off suspicions? Also,
yes.
Didn't you say somebody dies if you guess wrong?
Yep.
And I want to follow back to question 1, which was, this is in real life.
Yep.
Okay, just wanted to clarify that. Tell me more.
This is a game that we play, that prisoners on death row play.
Okay.
That's the only place that this game is going to be played. It's a new thing. We're gonna mark it for capital punishment.
And then if you win,
that one person gets to not do capital punishment. It's like Hunger Games.
Okay. I was going to say
in a way.
It could be like the hit movie The Gamer. I think that was the movie where they were all prisoner people, and then if they played the video game, well, no, if somebody else controlled them as an avatar and then they won enough matches, then they got out of jail time. But that's
also like Death Race.
If you play enough Punch from Darkness, if you survive
Punch from Darkness.
It's like Danganronpa.
Yeah.
Where
that's exactly it. Yep.
Yep, it's Danganronpa, but punching in darkness, and you want to trick people into thinking it was somebody else who punched from darkness. And then everybody else dies and you get out and get to live.
So basically, I've never had an original idea in my life.
I have a video game idea. Actually, this is a board game. I have a game idea. Have you heard of the board game Mousetrap?
Yes.
What's it about?
There is a board.
Okay. For the audio listeners, with her hands, she's kind of forming a triangle, a rectangle, in what would be a visual experience of what a board would be like, so that you, with listening with your ears, can experience hand gestures. Go on.
There's a board, and I recall there were mice. And also traps.
Okay.
On the board. See, I never played the game. I just saw the commercials and I wanted it. But my mom said no because there were too many pieces for me to choke people with.
Same, except with less murder. That was how that went. But yes, I've neither played Mousetrap either, and I'm a little bit vengeful about it. I'm upset, and I want the people who have gotten to play a Mousetrap to see the error of their ways. So this is a game.
The error of their ways. You had fun. We can't have that.
You have to find people playing Mousetrap, and as they assemble the Mousetrap, you are also playing your own game called Mousetrap Trap, where as they take turns, you are also taking turns and assembling a larger Mousetrap trap that is identical to the Mousetrap that they are building, but big enough to fit a group of players for the board game Mousetrap. And then just as they are ready to do the thing and catch the mouse in the trap, your trap is also ready to spring. And then they go, wee, and then they are trapped in the Mousetrap, trap. Also, there's somebody else who is also vengeful about their great uncle was playing Mousetrap, and he got trapped in a trap, and now they're Mousetrap trapping, you know. So you got to be on the lookout for those Mousetrap trappers.
And then, there will be people who don't get to play this because of their moms. And they're going to be really bitter, and they're going to invent Mousetrap trap.
For them, they're like, that's way too big. You're gonna hurt somebody with the very large Mousetrap thing. Why can't you just play Mousetrap? Or be like, no, someone's gonna trap me in a Mousetrap trap if I try and play Mousetrap. So I want to play Mousetrap trap so that I can be the trapper.
Yeah, and then the next one, the Mousetrap trap, there is going to be so big at this point that only giant children can play it.
Yep. And thus we form the next evolution of humanity just so that they can play this new game that we've made.
Yes. And they will be very nice to us because we created them.
Yep.
That's how it works.
While we get the geneticists in on that, do you have a game idea?
Always. Have you ever had a bad haircut, Bryce?
Yes, I was in the 6th grade.
6th grade?
6th grade.
Not since then. A little more recent. Okay, never mind. So anyways. He's touching his hair a lot. It's uncomfortable. He's looking under the camera and touching his hair. It's I've heard anyway that they let pretty much anybody be a hairstylist these days.
Okay.
So I'm gonna make a game where the player is a hairstylist, and they get these customers that come in and they request a hairstyle, and you'll have like a picture of what they want, like a whatever.
A whatever. I love the detail in your game ideas that you really come in fully formed, ready to go. You're saying when they come in, bring in their whatever, and then after that they do the thing.
And then mind blowing. So like they come in and they request their fucking 6 to 12 inch A-line haircut, since Bryce wants more specifics.
What's an A-line haircut?
It's where it's shorter in the back and longer in the front, and it's like a perfect slant, like the girl from Aeon Flux. I don't know if you ever saw that. Anyway, so they come in requesting exactly that hairstyle.
Please give me the flux. Please flux me.
Give me the flux. Flux me up, fam.
Maybe I need the flux.
Just flux me up, fam. So, and then you're untrained and you just do your best. So your virtual hands are gonna keep shaking while you're trying to do this, and you end up cutting off. It's just, you do badly. That's the game. You try your best and you don't succeed. That's the game. And it's hilarious. I assume sometimes you can succeed if you spend way too long trying, but I'm thinking sometimes you'll end up cutting off like a foot when you meant to take an inch. And then your customers are going to get super mad. And there's going to be like a meter for how upset they get. And maybe you're so bad that you cut off an actual foot.
Because that's the zone that the hairstylists usually work in.
You know, I didn't think about that, but then when I said you could cut off a foot instead of an inch, I thought about feet.
Do you know that like the measurement of foot is also the same word as a body part? Man, what if they were the same? What if when I said foot, I meant like the actual foot?
That's where we get these funnies from. Those clever plays on words like that.
We're the best game company.
Yeah.
Tell me more about foot game.
So you really commit quite the error, right? Say maybe you shave
foot paw.
You accidentally somehow do a reverse mohawk instead of a regular mohawk, so there's just a strip of naked bald head between regular hair in the middle of their head, you know what I'm saying? So they don't like that. They get pretty mad, and then the next part of the game you move to phase 2. It turns into a new game. Now it's a fighting game.
Okay.
And the hairstylist and the person who's been wronged so horribly, now they're fighting.
Okay.
And it's a story mode, so you fight this boss now. And every person whose hair you mess up, it just gets harder. And you have tools, like you've got your scissors and a comb, but they're right next to you, so they just pick up tools too, and they throw a hairdryer at you. And if you don't dodge it, you die. Or, you get hurt greatly. And you have to start the stage over again. What do you think, Bryce?
Did you get a haircut recently?
No. I didn't, actually.
Okay. Did you know that you can help support the show financially by going to patreon.com/lastgeek and investing in this great company that makes haircut games where you cut off feet?
Only sometimes.
Sometimes we do that. That's the content that we have. And by investing in us at patreon.com/lastgeek, you get a shout out on the show where we say your name loudly with our mouths like this. Thank you, Aaron C., for supporting the show. You are the light of our lives.
Amen.
I have a game idea. And you might have heard of the National Football League. And maybe if you've got your finger on the pulse of the world, you might have even heard of the XFL, the Extreme Football League. Now, I've been looking into this shenanigans they got over on this Extreme Football League, and I say, not extreme enough. Not extreme enough. I have been inspired by hearing that the XFL might allow people to tip the football players when they do a good play. When they throw the ball real far or do one of those tackles, you can Venmo them money. This is a thing that the XFL really thought was a good idea, and they're considering or had considered. And we're going to take that concept. We're going to make the XFL, Extreme Football League. And we're going to bring in that we're not going to consider it. We're going to bring that in, but we're not going to send them money. We're not going to send them money. We're going to make it real extreme. And by putting money into the game, maybe you donate $30 to the XXFL, and a spike trap shows up in the middle of the field. Oh, that's gonna make it real extreme for them. Maybe Johnny Paluni, the greatest tackle man on the sport, fell in the spike trap. Well, Jimmy's your Jim Paloofa man is your favorite player, so you don't want to get him all spiked up. So you send in some bandages for him. A real Hunger Games situation, as you might have heard in the world, where you can help add the extremeness. Maybe there's bees. Maybe for $100 you can release. We'll have different coordinates upon the field, where depending on people, the like coordinate A, we'll have different like traps and stuff that can pop up there, and we'll have viewers be able to vote. Is it bees that are gonna pop up there? Maybe a log trap. Maybe the back half of the field is just gonna become flooded. Anything can happen. It's football, extreme. And then if your team's not doing so good, just throw in some bucks, and then they'll get surfboards for the flood, and then they'll be able to surf the football to the other side real good.
It's Hunger Games, but the point is to score the touchdowns instead of be the last one alive. Although, if you're the last one alive, you're the only one who can score the touchdowns. So I guess it's pretty much just Hunger Games with a small added element.
Yeah.
And it's a shorter period of time. And
really, the Hunger Games, they didn't have enough viewer interaction, in my opinion. Only the rich people could participate in that. Like, who knows how much it costs to send in some food or whatever and that kind of stuff. We're going to have like some Twitch plays XXXFL where in terms of the traps, most of the traps, you're just going to be able to type, I want bees in Sector A, and everybody gets a vote. Everybody should vote. Go out and do it, especially for if there's bees in Sector A. And Twitch will be watching along. It's going to be the most viewed game on Twitch. And then every time you tip, you can be like, hey, can you send him medicine? He's not looking great. I think he's allergic to bees, turns out. I feel like he should have known that going into the sport. He probably should have not, but here we are. I think he needs an EpiPen. Please? Thank you. Twitch.
The best trained medics in the world attend to this sport.
Yes.
Full of EpiPens, burn treatments.
We have a lot of doctors watching just to kind of learn about what kind of new things can happen to the human body that honestly we didn't know was possible until we put them in these situations. It's a learning experience.
It's educational. Yeah. It's really just good for the American people.
Yep. What do you think we can add to the Extreme Football League to really amp it up? That's what we're gonna. Whenever anything cool happens, we're gonna be like, amp it up.
Amp it up, fish.
What?
Just a big old, like a hot air balloon's gonna go over.
Okay.
Or a dirigible.
That's an option.
And it's just gonna start raining fish.
Can we, instead of fish, I like the idea of that, but not fish. Can we have it drop a bunch of footballs onto the field? They have to figure out which football was the right football.
Or they're all the right football.
That's also an option.
All of them.
Then everybody's trying to grab a football, maybe 2, maybe 5, just grabbing all the footballs and running towards the goal. Multi-ball. More sports need multi-ball. There's never enough pucks and balls and dirigibles in sports.
Bryce could always use more balls.
Wow. Becker, you got a game idea?
Low-hanging fruit right there. You just presented it to me. All right, so I'm thinking.
Wow.
That's not what I meant. Jesus Christ. Okay, so next game idea. My next game idea is a multiplayer SimCity, but it's not that different people have a city in the same world or anything like that. No, that would be stupid. So in this game, one player controls the city, they're the city builder, and the other player lives in the city, and they're out to ruin everything.
So, like, when you're playing SimCity, you can, like, select, I want a fire, but we don't have that option because player 2's is making the fires whether you want it or not. You just built a nice courthouse. You got a government up in your city. It's going to go well. Well, Becker's has got a wrecking ball, and now who needs a government?
And Becker's is gonna just put instability into your government structure through like lobbying and bribery.
The long con.
And then all the people are gonna revolt.
and then suddenly she's the city, and now you are stuck in living in the slums. It's a trade-off. Whoever can take control of the city.
French Revolution Simulator. 3000.
3000. The ideal SimCity version. Fun fact, I bought SimCity 3000, but I could purchase the disc, but I didn't have a computer that could run SimCity 3000. So I owned the game,
SimCity
but
3000?
Yes.
Because I just made that up. I just said 3000.
I thought you were referencing the SimCity 3000. That's a game?
That's an amazing coincidence.
Okay. Tell me more.
Okay. All right, so that they can usurp your government and take over the game.
And
that's
then?
One option. Perhaps the dumbest option to say first, but and then there's like fires that burn down the whole town, and then uranium bombs. And as for those survivors. And did you ever see SpongeBob, Bryce? You're looking at me like you've never seen SpongeBob.
I've seen SpongeBob. I'm not sure I might have missed this reference.
Okay, well, obviously you're not the connoisseur of SpongeBob like I am, but that is the fun song. Sung by Plankton and SpongeBob together. So that reference was missed by Bryce, but I know someone out there is going to get it. And this will have been worth it.
Remember in the SpongeBob movie where the Baywatch actor stuck SpongeBob between his chest and then shot him into the ocean?
Yeah.
Why did they make that as a kid's movie? Why did I go to theaters to see that alone? It wasn't a date. It wasn't a prank. I drove out an hour. I took my parents' vehicle. I was old enough to drive and still young enough to make mistakes because I drove. I went, Mom and Dad, can I borrow the vehicle? I need to go see this movie. Because I watched a commercial and I laughed at one point during the commercial and was like, if this is the commercial, the movie's gonna be amazing. And I went to the movie and I sat there and I watched the Baywatch man put SpongeBob in his chest with this whole experience and shoot him into the ocean. And then I had to go home with that life that I had lived. And I'm still living that life, sadly. I don't think there's a way to start over. I have to stay on this save. The save where I went to the SpongeBob movie and saw the Baywatch man.
Okay, so first of all, you're dating yourself by telling everyone that you could drive when this movie came out. Second of all, not only did I like the movie then, I still think that it's a cinematic masterpiece. And I would watch it right now if it was in front of me. In fact, I'm going to go find it right after we're done recording this podcast.
Okay.
I'm going to go observe it and take it through my media eyes and ears intaking ports.
Before you do that, I have the game idea to end the podcast for the episode. Here's my game idea. Weatherman. A game about controlling the weather. Man. Okay, so you are the embodiment of the weather. You know, the clouds and the wind and stuff? That's you. You are that in the weather. And this is like a story experience. You'll be able to look out upon the city, not necessarily the Sim City, just a city that has weather. And you'll be able to see people in the city. You'll be Modok. That's his name. He's got a hot date. He wants to take his lady, the future lady. Who knows how it's gonna work out. He's gonna take him to the park for a picnic. And then you've got Jason Bateman from the hit movie, but he's a kid now. And he wants to stay home from school and play Fortnite, but he needs a snow day so that the school gets closed. obviously Date Man can't take his date to the park if there's snow. So you get to decide the fate of, and there's other stories. There's Madank, the potential date of Madook and the potential date, and maybe they are unsure about the date. I don't know. So you're controlling the weather and deciding how these stories play out. Does the kid get his snow day, and maybe he, and then he, based on your decision, you get to see all the potential stories and stuff, and you get to decide what the weather is for that day. And then it goes to the next day, and you get to see like, oh, what happened? You decided to have it snow, and he didn't get his date, and now he's sad. But Jason Bateman's getting really good at Fortnite. Maybe he'll go pro. Maybe a couple more snow days, and he'll be the ninja. And then they'll have to change Ninja's name because he's not the ninja anymore. He's just a guy who is fine at Fortnite compared to Jason Bateman. He's the best now.
So the title just passes to the best Fortnite player, like Thor.
I don't know if you know this, but yeah, it's whoever is the best at Fortnite is Ninja. Before Fortnite happened, there was no ninja. It's like Santa Claus, kind of. There can only be one, and you have to defeat Santa Claus to become Santa Claus, like in the hit movie Santa Claus.
Or he puts on the red coat and then he just becomes Santa.
Yep. As you know, once you have found someone's, once you have determined someone fell off your roof, first move, put on the clothes that you found that was probably theirs, because that'll help you solve the mystery.
And get rid of the body.
They're probably dead. Let me put on their clothes, please.
It's only economical. It's a harsh world out there.
Now, there is another character other than the daters, the Fortniters. There's probably some business guy who's trying to get to work. Shaquille O'Neal, he's got a big basketball game. I think they play those indoors, but maybe this is the scene from Space Jam where Dennis Rodman is going to go find out if he's still good at basketball, and he goes to the courts, and then the girl basketball players are all like, oh, it's Dennis Rodman, but I don't think it was Dennis Rodman. I'm sorry, Dennis Rodman, or whoever was the character in this movie. You nailed it. You acted your butt off, but I cannot remember you, and I apologize to you, your family, and everyone involved in the Space Jam experience. I've let you and everyone down, but there's another character, and he, it might seem obvious, is the Weatherman. So, his whole thing is about the weather. And every day you get to see what does he think the weather is going to be. Maybe it's going to be sunny and 75 today. And you know what? It is. You decide. Sunny 75 today. You nailed it. And you know what? You let him go with it for a while. Every day, he's just started as a new weatherman, and he's been doubting himself a little bit. He's not sure, like, did he really remember all the things about the Doppler radar? He was sleeping a little bit in class, and honestly, he's not even sure what a cloud is, but he got the job. He kind of paid some people off to pretend he's good at weather, and he now works at the TV place. And he's the weatherman, and he needs to tell people what the weather is, and he's doing his best. And you're going to help him out a little bit and say, hey, you know what? The weather is sunny and 75. Oh, you think it's going to snow in the middle of July? You know what? Today it is. You nailed it. Good job. But, Madook, He's back. He was the weatherman. He also had a date. He's the weatherman also. Madook is getting a little bit of big head about him. Everybody's kind of watching his show now because he's the guy who gets it right. Everybody was like, it's going to be sunny in 76. Oh, no, it's not. It was 75. You got it wrong. Only Madook's the only one over here who knows the real stuff because you're on Madook's team. But he's been getting a little bit of a big head about it. He's been getting some big raises. Now he's moved into a kind of a big mansion. And now he's all like, oh, you peasants with your non-weather knowledge, get out of my face. Madook, how you've fallen. How you're disappointing. You're disappointing the weather, man. And maybe we're not happy with Madook anymore. Maybe Madook says it's going to be pretty windy out there, but today you don't bring the wind. Today just no wind comes. Not a single leaf blows. Nothing. So a kid tries to blow out his candle for his birthday and it doesn't come. You can't even blow out a candle on this day. You say no wind. Because
birds can't fly. Butterflies are grounded because they can't create
flutter. Yep.
The whoosh.
I love how you move your hand up and down to illustrate how butterflies work.
That's how they work. The whoosh.
Yep. But Madook's like, I know the weather. I've been doing this for a year. Every day, exactly what I predicted. I know weather. One fluke accident, nothing. I'm still the weatherman. I know the weather. And he sits up in his mansion and just still says, "Get out of my way, peasants." And he's not learning his lesson. So the next day, he says, it's going to be 100 degrees out. 100 degrees out. Snow. 3 feet. Coming, Madook. You don't learn your lesson, do ya, Madook? And now he's starting to wonder if he knows the weather. He doesn't, because you're the weather, and you decided no. Also, all this weird weather is really messing with the school schedule, and Jason Bateman's really good at Fortnite right now. Like the schools are like, I don't know, we're just gonna close for a while. I don't know what to tell you. we were able to predict this pretty well for a while, but I don't know anymore. It seems to really just be the opposite of what the weatherman says, but who knows? It's really unpredictable. Jason Bateman's the new ninja. We're just gonna call him Ninja from now on because you know what? Ninja, you're out. Jason Bateman, the best now. But this isn't a game about the 14-year-old Jason Bateman and his sick Fortnite skills. It's about the weather and the weatherman. Madook's like TV station is starting to look at him going, you were giving us the high ratings, but everybody is going over to Jay-Z and the Hit Boys Doppler time because they seem to be able to predict this a little bit better than you do. Maybe we need another guy. And Madook's like, no, hold on. Just give me a shot here. Just give me a shot. And he says, tomorrow, there's going to be a tornado. A tornado right here. I looked at this map. I saw a drawing of a tornado. Somebody scribbled some stuff. I think it looked like a tornado. I think it's coming. It's coming here. I believe. And you know what? It does. It does. Jason Bateman, Nope. Jason Bateman's playing Fortnite. Maduke is not playing Fortnite. He's playing the weather, but you're the weather. And you say the tornado's coming. And it's not the hit movie The Wizard of Oz. It's Maduke's Bad Times because a tornado's here. But he's prepared. He's prepared for the tornado because all this time you thought you were the weather and he was just a lowly weatherman, but he has built a weather controlling machine. He is all this time you were thought you were in control, but he is starting to control, and you have to have a battle of wills to decide who will be in charge. But it's you. In the end, you tapped A more quickly than he could. Because he's not ninja. He doesn't have the A-tapping abilities of Jason Bateman. And you defeat him in the Battle of Wills. If you don't, then you have to restart the game because it's a required part of the story. You just have to start from the beginning and go through this whole weather cycle. And then you decide the tornado doesn't come because that would just prove Maduke right. And then the TV station comes and he says, "You said a tornado, but it didn't come. You tapped A, but it wasn't enough, Maduke. You're out of here. You're fired. We're taking away your mansion. Nobody's watching your show anymore. Go back to weather school." And he walks out of the TV station defeated by the weather, and all of his dreams and ego is gone. But on that day, you open up the clouds and bring out the sun, and it is once again sunny and 75, showing that maybe, Maduke, maybe you can rise from this sadness and come back and one day return as the Weatherman. Dun dun dun! That's my game idea. What do you think?
Sorry, I always cry at the end of movies. Just a lot to take in. Holy crap.
Did I do a good one?
Yes.
Okay. So that's gonna be our game. Thank you. Beckers, if people enjoy this content, what can they do?
If they enjoy this content, what can they do?
Yep.
They can follow us on Twitter.
Yep.
At Game Make Corp.
Okay.
And they can go to our Reddit and give us game ideas. And they can
if there was a way that they could say that this content was good and other people should listen to it, how would they do that?
They can rate us and they can review us on our various platforms like iTunes.
And
I know we're on Spotify.
Yeah, on Spotify. You can also view the video version on youtube.com/lastgeek, and there is like a thumbs up button, and you can leave us a comment that says, "You did great. I love Jason Bateman. I'm sorry, I typed that wrong. His name's Ninja. I apologize. All hail Ninja, our rightful king."
I look forward to that comment exactly. I will assume that it's Bryce's side account.
Also, if you enjoyed this whole experience from the Bryce thing, I also talk about video game news on the podcast Race at Gamecast. It's on iTunes and Spotify and Stitcher and other things. But if you just want to hear about what Beckers does, where could people find about Beckers content?
So it's for real this time. You can find me on I have a history of maybe changing some things, but my Twitch is at Dr. Beckers, DrBeckers. Had to concentrate on that one. And then you can find my Twitter. It's the exact same, but it's a Z instead of an S. So find me there and follow me and tell me I'm pretty.
Any other platforms?
No.
Okay. You can follow me at Last Geek on Twitter, Last Geek Plays on Twitch, and also on Instagram. Facebook is Last Geek. And what she said, Game Make Corp is a Twitter and a Reddit and youtube.com/Last Geek. Thank you for listening. Thank you, Ninja, for being the best at Fortnite. And thank you to the weather. I respect you and your wishes. Thank you for listening and have fun.